to it. Puck to it. Puck to it.
This is the brutal experience many players are greeted with. Tormented Souls does not hold back its punches, especially for new players. Limited saves, fixed camera angles, janky movement, and that's only the beginning. In this video, we're going to go through the story of the game and take a deeper look at the lore. If you're an experienced player who's already seen the story and just want to know the lore, skip 2. So the game kicks off with our character, Carolyn Walker, in her apartment. We receive a mysterious letter, and upon opening it up, a photo of 2 girls greets us. The other side contains the ominous text, "You think you can abandon us here?" Intrigued, Carolyn ventures to the decrepit Wildberger hospital. Upon entering the hospital, Caroline is taken by surprise and knocked unconscious. Waking up in a tub, nude and strapped to machines, Caroline is about to enter the worst chapter of her life. One that might torment her soul. Okay, I ain't doing that again. The music wastes no time in shaking your bones as you make your way through the shadows. I love the sound in this game. Be it what you're walking on, the enemy groans, or the background screams of terror. The atmosphere is amazing in this game and reminds me a lot of OG horror games, giving this eerie feeling like there's something hiding in the darkness. Entering the East Wing corridor, we are faced with one of Caroline's biggest fears. So terrifying, in fact, it kills you for remaining in it too long. Hell yeah. Therefore, we have to get the lighter first, and it's conveniently just down the other hall. Lighting in this game plays a big factor, getting through darkness, granting the ability to attack enemies, and even seeing certain items hidden away. It also keeps us on our toes and reminds us not to move too fast. You never know what could be waiting for you. As we make our way towards the engine room, we enter the basement. And some creep slides by. What the fuck? Probably the wind. Okay, it was not the wind. A grotesque man-like creature in a wheelchair appears before us. These are the surviving test subjects we'll know more about later. Quick footwork gets us out of the room and into our first NPC, the priest. Seemingly unaware of the monster outside, he hands us a weapon to protect ourselves, as the Bible is all he needs. Now prepared for war, Caroline makes her way to the engine room and brings life back to this dead building. Lights finally on, we return upstairs where new doors have been unlocked. Exploring the newly lit upper floor leads us to a bitch of a room. 2 spitters, and it's hella brutal. But making our way past these enemies, we finally reach the first tape recorder. With the tape in hand, this machine allows you to save, a callback to classic Resident Evil games and other horror titles.
My name is Caroline Walker. I came to Wildberger Mansion seeking information about 2 girls in a photograph I received in the mail a couple of weeks ago. The last thing I remember before losing consciousness was arriving at the hospital and entering the mansion's main hall. I remember pain and then nothing. I woke up sometime later connected to a ventilation machine. And my eye had been removed. Why?
Now this machine, the horrors of it, cannot be expressed in words. My first playthrough was cut short by this thing. Dying, and my ass saved right before doing a puzzle, so I just had to keep doing the puzzle over and over and over. Once you know the game better, it's not difficult to manage this, but not knowing what's coming next, you're so likely to save at a bad time and not want to waste another save right after. You might redo things quite a bit. It's a motherfucker. Moving on, we explore some more and find a huge mirror. Using the lighter on the candles summons some sort of ghost, but more importantly, opens up a portal. 5 missed calls from Silent Hill. The mirror acts as a portal to an alternate realm, one that feels familiar given the same layout as the real world, but feels completely different at the same time. Hell, as I call it, plays a pivotal role in the game, allowing you to interact with the real world by solving puzzles inside of it. Hell itself is metallic and very bunker-like, full of grotesque decorations and unsettling scenes. Skinned faces stapled to frames can be found scattered around, limbs left lying around, and even some dolls. Is it a real place? Getting out of there, we make our way to the main hall. This area serves somewhat as a hub, joining together different areas. Luckily, we have a map with us, and this map can be very helpful as it pinpoints your current location and even marks some rooms. For example, it shows you where you can save, so getting lost should not be a problem. Shouldn't. We're also given the freedom to explore to our heart's content, dark hallways filled with both spitters, wheelchair mobs, and other monsters, locked doors with promising puzzles, amazing art scattered around the place. I really enjoy walking around the mansion. Exploring is a great element of the game, and I love how it does it, giving you access to hidden items and alternative endings if you keep your eyes peeled and your mind sharp. The decor is torn between beautiful and archaic. Angelic statues, peeling paint, rusted panels, broken vending machines, horrifying paintings. The place is dying around us, everything decays, if it's not already reduced to nothing. You can't shake the feeling something else is going on here, behind the scenes. Similar to the door handles with symbols under them, much of this game is a mystery, one that can be solved by picking up notes scattered around. One complaint I have is that Caroline doesn't seem to read these notes and does not pick up on anything until way too late in the game. A few puzzles later, Caroline makes her way to the observation room and meets the priest again. He tells her about a gruesome tale of the Tismuit tribe, who would sacrifice twins to their god in order to revive and bring back duality to the world. The priest also seems to be blind, telling us he doesn't see the menace outside of the window, and once again we're left to venture on our own. Soon enough, we make our way to a new area of the basement, one of the darker areas of the game. Make sure to light the nearby candles, or else you won't be able to really deal with the enemies. Making our way to the morgue, we find a hidden path that goes even deeper. Down the path, we find the experiment room. In the experiment room, another hidden path and a VHS tape. Bringing the VHS tape to the meeting room lets us time travel. I know, sounds so simple. Now in the past, we find Anna, one of the poor twins meant for sacrifice. We have to find a way to help her. Although we are able to weaken her chains, the effect will take days. Unable to help her further, we hope this is enough. Next, we find ourselves in the ICU. Not deep inside, the priest is found missing an arm. Doing what we do best, we get him his arm back. He gives us a flashlight in return. He also tells us he saw William Wildberger. Alive? We should find him.
I'm getting confused. Now that I think about it, it was Dr. William who treated my arm.
On our way there, we are greeted by the game's Mr. X, or Nemesis, if you will. Following us around multiple rooms, this ghost isn't much of a threat and can actually be dodged quite easily by just exiting and returning to the room. If you don't want to cheese it, be prepared to use quite a bit of ammo. You can knock it down, but it's immortal, so it's always going to get back up. Getting by, we make our way to the office. No Michael Sky here, but a dead William. Too bad he's dead, but his notes nearby let us know he was the one who knocked us out. An odd painting gives us our next destination. Returning and completing that segment, you should have 3 keys now that open the mausoleum door under the main stairs. We can finally leave the hospital behind and delve deeper into the truth. Deeper, deeper down, we find the sewers. The sewers are filled with muck and monsters. Our ears are filled with feet tapping on metal, water rushing down rusty pipes, fire flickering in the darkness. Draining the water from these sewers reveals a big metal door, a bunker door. Needing a pair of twins to open it, we back away for now. Finding a seemingly inhabited room in notes, we piece together that Anna had survived our encounter and made it to the sewers, only to be caught and locked again. Using a portal to our apartment from the beginning of the game, we solve another puzzle, find pieces of an amulet, return to the mansion, open a secret room that the twins used to use, which finally brings back Caroline's memories. Remembering she is Emma, the missing twin, she now has a new goal, to save her sister. A new tape in hand, we make our way back to the meeting room and once again enter the past. This time, we find Carolyn in a tub. Striking gold, we use the opportunity to remove one of her eyes and attach it to a hook of ours. Now we technically have 2 eyes to get into the bunker, and we've also figured out who took her eye. Crazy. Opening the door brings Noah back into our life, the priest. He explains all of it, how he kidnapped Emma and Anna and intended to sacrifice them to his god, how everything was lost years ago when we went missing, and now he plans to finish what he started. Understanding Noah orchestrated this event, we now have the motivation to end this whole man's career. We follow him down into the bunker, a cold, metallic place. The bunker closely resembles hell that we visited earlier. Chilling tunes play as we go deeper and deeper. Somehow, not all the cult members are dead, and yet some of them are skull and bones. Are there humans in these suits? It seems almost animatronic. Regardless, at the bottom of the bunker, we run into Noah once again. Crazy as ever, he sicks 4 cultists on us. How they live this long, Lord knows, but it won't be for much longer. Getting past them, we find the ghost that's been tormenting our soul. Okay. Not much of a ghost. Anna has been mutilated by the years underground, locked in the sewers with a disease. If you picked up William's antidote earlier, now is the time to use it. Otherwise, putting her out of her misery with a knife is a choice. Healing her, we give her a couple seconds apiece and hold her close as she passes away. We also get the bolt cutters. Now to deal with Noah. Crazy is what crazy does, and what he does is simple. Slit his wrist to awaken a god. Classic Noah. The final boss isn't too difficult, but the spit can catch you off guard, so keep your eyes open. Beating this monstrosity, dropping a huge drill on its head, we're ready to leave. Or are we? If you've got a heart and healed Anna, you should have the bolt cutters by now. With these, we make our way to the past once more and greet Anna. Using them to help her out of her cell, we finally make it to the front door. Greeted by sunlight, we're ready to put the horrors behind us. For now. A long time ago, there was an indigenous tribe, the Tisnuit tribe. They would sacrifice twins by dancing around their bodies in the moonlight before killing them. This was to bring back their god and restore duality to the world. Fast forward many years, the cult, Pollock sect, has taken up the mantle. Noah was a twin meant for sacrifice who took the role very seriously. And although his brother did not make it out the womb and they couldn't be sacrificed, he was determined to see the cult through. Stealing twins and sacrificing them hadn't brought the expected results. Losing the respect of the cult, Noah made the choice to artificially grow a perfect set of twins. With Bertrand's scientific knowledge, they chose Maria, Noah's daughter, as their test subject. Married to William, son of Bertrand, the couple were trying for children. Little did they know, the cult had been planting eggs into Maria. 3 miscarriages later, Anna and Emma were finally born. One fateful night, William returns from a business trip to find his children missing and his wife ill. Well gone, Noah had finally made the decision to sacrifice the twins. Locking them in cells, the cult was ready. Maria caught on and tried freeing them, but a cult member finds her. The cult member falls. Bertrand, coming to her rescue, can't go through with this. He grew attached to the twins and has a change of heart, now choosing to free them. As they escape, Bertrand locks the bunker door from the inside, keeping the cult members locked away, except for Noah. Anna and Maria end up getting caught, with Emma falling off a bridge and being presumed dead. Unable to continue the ritual, Noah chooses to lock Anna away. Her mother being sick and unable to communicate what has happened, Noah just leaves her. Unable to understand what's wrong, William dives into finding a cure for his wife, hoping she can explain the truth. For years, he experiments an antidote over and over, creating piles of dead bodies and mutilated monsters, the ones we see roaming the hospital. Running out of options and test subjects, a stranger enters. Knocking her over the head, William takes her and prepares to test the final antidote. That woman was Caroline, formerly known as Emma, William's lost daughter. As she escaped, William has no choice but to try his antidote on Maria, curing her symptoms and giving her clarity for a few moments. She divulges Noah's plans with her last breath, but sadly, it's too late. Knowing the cure was created, Noah no longer had a use for William and poisons him. After this, our story starts, and we're able to rewrite history. Literally. In conclusion, Tormented Souls is a beautiful love letter to old horror games, managing to captivate players with aesthetics and design while keeping them on their toes with gameplay and lore. Always searching for the next note, exploration is fun and rewarding. Piecing together the story and watching it all come together is satisfying and leaves me waiting for the sequel to go even deeper. That being said, the game does have flaws. A rough early game, depending on the player of course, may off-put a lot of players. Certain puzzles are also confusing and can leave you looking things up, like the clock puzzle did to me. Although the paintings are the clues to the puzzle, I thought that the birth date had to do with the twins, as we were given the date earlier and also used it for a puzzle. Lastly, there are plot holes too. Due to time travel, inevitably some things are confusing. Who sent us the letter that summoned us here? That's how we find the hospital, so it doesn't seem like a manifestation of anything. It couldn't have been Noah or William, as they both thought Emma was dead, and if it was Anna, doesn't saving her cause a paradox? Either way, I was still able to enjoy the game to great lengths, recently getting the plat. For the aesthetics of the game, to me it seems like the hell world that we visit is actually the manifestation of Emma's trauma, or Caroline. It's very similar to the bunker that we reached by the end of the game, where she was taken as a kid and held. This is a game I strongly recommend for lovers of classic horror, and I cannot wait for Tormented Souls 2. Let me know what you guys think of the game in the comments and tell me what game you want to hear about next. Ciao!
After all, no matter how hard we want it, we can't change the past.